How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to continue on with this little game emulator build that I'm doing. When we left off, we kind of, in the last video, we really had to kind of root and hunt until I finally found a decent motherboard that would actually boot for us. But there's one other of those motherboards that I'm wondering if does work. I'll go back through them again because I ended up finding that I had a bad processor, a 2.4 Intel dual core that was bad, and this one wasn't booting at all either. So I got in my little stash and pulled that one out that was in that bubble and put it in, and it booted. So now I'm kind of wondering if that other dual core that's in, or was in one of these, might be that one. No, that's the one that's got the blown transistor. Anyway, I think it might be the one underneath. One of them, anyway, we have. That's one with the blown. No, this is that small form factor that only has the 2 expansion slots for the RAM. And that has a 2.4 in it. That one's a little better motherboard, a little newer, but has PS2 connections too. That one doesn't. So who the heck knows? Anyway, this motherboard might still be good, and I will go back through it and dig up another 2.4 or the equivalent and see if I can't get that one up and running too sometime. So, because I need to know if it's any good so I can pitch the ones that are not any good. Anyway, back to this one. Right now what we need to do is we need to change the CMOS battery, get a fresh battery in it so we can set the BIOS, the time and date and everything. And we're going to put that Corsair in and see if those 4 sticks of Corsair are any good, and see if we can boost this to 4 GB of RAM. That way we'll have a little bit more RAM. It'll sure help things out. So first thing, we'll shut it down. Okay, we'll pull these ballistics. This is a good set of RAM here, but it's only 2 GB, but it is a decent set. Let's get these Corsairs in and see if they're any good. Hopefully they are. Been thinking on some other things that we can do here with this too, and in some other videos as we continue to do this. The goal in this one is to see if we can't get Batocera fired up in it. Alright, let's see if that RAM's working. I mean, I don't think it is. Alright, let's see, what did we determine that the white? Let's pull the 2 black ones. And see what we get. Okay. Same thing, a pulse. move a couple of those over to the black. Okay, those two, let's see, F2, system info, yep, reading 2 gig. Okay. So, or do we have a bad RAM slot? Usually you can't put 3 in, it's either 2 or 4. Well, what the hell's going on here? Let's see what it does. Okay, now it's booting with 3 sticks in it. Let's see if it comes up with 3 gig of RAM. Yes, it does. Very interesting. Alright. Let's put the 4th one in. And see what happens. Out of there. Come on. The hell. Okay, and now it's going to boot with all 4 in it. What could be is I just didn't have one seated. Let's see if we have. Yes, we do. 4 gig of RAM. Memory speeds 800 megahertz, which isn't great, but it's better than the stock ones. Put it that way. All right, now we got that all done. Now we can move forward. We got 4 gig of RAM in it. I'll go ahead and change that CMOS battery because I can't do it one-handed and try and do all that. So let me get that CMOS battery changed and then we'll move forward. All right, I got the CMOS battery in. I went in and set up our BIOS, our CMOS, and our time and everything. And it looks like now it's not an instant on. Since we got a new battery in it, RAM and everything, now the motherboard's acting, you know, like a regular motherboard. Yeah, disk drive O, seek failure, press F1 continue, and 2 to setup. Okay. Now we need to go in and get Batocera all loaded up on a hard drive and come out and see if we can't get this game emulator to get moving forward. Alright, we're in the house. And I don't want to hear anything about my desk. It's like the garage, so just be forewarned. My whole office is like the garage, so. Okay, anyway, this is Batocera 38. See? Batocera 38 .Linux 38. Features, you know, it themes, shaders, bezels, rewinding, retro achievements, and much more to discover. Powerful, plug and play, free and open source. 100% open source. All of our works are freely available from our GitHub repository. Alright, now, let's see, we download, and you can see, this is where what we'll be using is right here, the desktop, laptop, NUC, and Intel-based Apple computers. But Steam Deck and Raspberry Pi 4B are kind of popular downloads, but you can see all the different devices, consoles that you can. There's the Pi Zero, which I have out in the garage on my System 1 board that I'm working with. Odroids boards, Linux for FreeBLink boards. Yeah, you can take a look. There's just a ton of different places or devices that you can use Batocera on. Older desktop, laptop with a 32-bit CPU, Intel Atom, and older low-powered devices. What's that? Analog S905 TV box Gen 3. Boards. Rock chip boards. B-Links. Odroids. Raspberry boards. All the handheld consoles. What is it? You can put it on a Steam Deck. And all your China. Pow Kitties. Yeah, a lot of those you can pick up on. Yep. Wicked Gamer has done AliExpress. That's where you can get them. These. Drew Blank. Done reviews on almost all of these. Okay, so what we need to do is, you know, I've already done this, so but I haven't loaded anything yet. Popular download, so, oops, I think it is, yeah, I forgot to, this is upgraded, yeah, see Batocera, and we can cancel that because I already have it downloaded. And then once you have it downloaded, we can go up here to how to install it. And trust me, it's not as bad as what it looks. At least I didn't think so. I've done the other Pi, my other Raspberry with an image flash, and it's not bad. Then what you need to do is you come here, go to the how to install, and you click on your Raspberry Pi imager, which we already have on the computer, and downloaded image file, download section of Batocera at the website. Yep, we already did that too. Install the intended USB drive, SD card, or hard drive into your computer 8 gig minimum for V30 and up to 16 gig and above is recommended for fully functional functionality. You can't automatically download updates with the 8 gig. That's why we're going to go with a 160 gig hard drive. Okay, install and run Raspberry Pi Imager on your intended device. I have my little 3.5 or 2.5 SATA hard drive. I went through a whole pile of them and found a couple good ones, a 320 and a 160, but we don't need to run a 320. So we're just going to run the 160. That's even too much, but okay, let's see. Alright, here we are. Here's the downloads. Unconfirmed, yes. Here's our imager. So what we're going to do is we're going to click. This is Windows 10, so it makes it a lot easier. We can either just move the whole file to it, or I'm going to just copy to it just in case. Choose location. And the new volume, which that's right here, that's our hard drive, is a new volume. We're gonna copy it to the new volume, and we'll see how long that's gonna take. Nope. There it is. That's wrong. Let me... okay, we copied it. See, yeah, there's our imager on it. I don't know what the heck happened the first time, but all I needed to do, let's see, we'll highlight it, copy to, choose destination, new volume, copy, and replace the file in the destination. We'll go ahead and there. Okay, it did copy it. The first time, I don't know what the heck happened the first time. I started downloading Batocera again. Okay, now we have Batocera, and it is RAR, R-A-R zip. So what we need to do is we need to extract it. See, compress tools. It's been a while since I've had to mess with. Let's go into it. If it'll open. There we are. Breezip Premium. No, I don't want Breezip. Premium. Okay, so we're going to highlight it and let's see. I think it already extracted it, didn't it? Oh, extraction. Let's see. Extract an archive Breezip. Batocera image, yeah. Extract. And we'll let that extract the image. Okay, after it extracts it, I have it loaded into my downloads on my PC. That'll be the Batocera image. That's our disk image file. This is what I'm using, Breezip. Oops. Free scan, no. And we can close this. Okay, create desktop shortcut. Yeah, I think you already did. Okay. And there's our image there in downloads. Okay, so we got that far. Now we need to go to our hard drive, install and run Raspberry Pi Imager. Click Choose OS. So let's go to our new volume, K. This should be our Imager. We'll open up our image, our Raspberry Pi Imager. Raspberry Pi Imager, verify publisher, yes. Welcome to Raspberry Pi Imager setup. Okay. Completing Raspberry Pi Imager setup. Finish. Okay, choose device. All we want to do is choose OS, operating system. So down, they want us to go all the way down to use custom. And let's see, select an image. I think that's what we need to do. Custom, let's see, we can kind of sneak in here underneath. Okay, choose storage and select USB drive. Let's go back up. Okay, select the image that you just downloaded. Okay, so we'll select that one, which is the Batocera. And that's our image, not a RAR. And then choose storage. Okay, files type. Okay, where do we... Batocera. File name. Didn't come in our file name. Okay, select the image that you just downloaded. Okay, I highlighted it. But it didn't come into our file here. Double click. Aha. There we go. Doesn't tell you to double click. Okay, so it should look like that. Close. No GZ. Okay, choose storage. Okay, here we go. Click storage. Choose choose storage and select USB drive as the hard drive. Yeah, but we already... Do we open it? Okay. It should go back. Open. Ah. I know, some of you people are yelling at me. Okay, now we need to choose our storage, which is the Seagate. Yep. Choose it. Okay. And then next. And it should say, would you like to apply OS customization settings? I am going to say no. Or, because these two you can. It's either edit settings or no. Okay, so I'll hit no. All existing data on Seagate, yes, will be erased. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. Okay, and now it'll start writing the image. And I'll bring you back after the image is written. Alright, we're at about 86%. You ever notice on some of this stuff, some of you guys that do a lot of this stuff and downloading and that there's always steps that are either not listed on the how to install, you know, or things have changed and you have an older, you know, how to, where there's steps that you have to try and figure out yourself. Thank God I've, you know, done enough of this stuff that I can usually figure it out without screwing anything up too bad. Alright, 99, and verifying, and it says here, I read this before, click right and confirm that the correct destination, triple check it's the correct drive before proceeding, as all existing data on drive will be destroyed. In other words, if you try and download that image or try and download this onto your hard drive on your PC, it's going to destroy and wipe everything clean, and then you're going to be back to installing your Windows and everything in it. But I knew that was the Seagate USB because I was working with it today and got it straightened out. I have some other hard drives here that I could have used probably. These all didn't want to work quite as good as that Seagate did. There was a nice little 80 in here that I was going to use, but it would come up. There it is. Is that the 80? Yeah, I was going to use this little 80 here. You can see it was wiped in 2015. I forget where this came out of a laptop, I'm sure, an old one. But I plugged it in, and the computer, you know, it registered that it come on, and I could feel it spinning, but it just wouldn't register in on the computer as it being hooked up. So, you know, I'm pretty sure this one just somebody wiped it and cleared all the partitions off of it, and now it's never been labeled again. So I'll have to go in and I'll hook it up again and see if I can't get it to work. There was 3 or 4 of them in here that did that. I have some 500s in there and some 320s. I'm just babbling on. Well, that's verifying. We're only at 34%. But this Scorpion Blue 320, that's a good one. And I kind of wanted to save that for another project. I do have another Scorpion Blue here somewhere. Alright, where'd you go? There it is. There's another Scorpion Blue 320. This one, same thing. The computer would recognize that it was hooked up, but it wouldn't show it to me. So I need to go into the utility and see if I can't get that, see if it just needs relabeled, see if something got corrupt on it or whatever. And some of them are clickers. You just hook them up and they just sit there and click. You know that one's totally doo-doo. This one, I think that one was trying to work. That's a 500 gig. Little much for what we need. Alright, I babbled enough. I'm going to let this verify, and then I'll bring you back when it's just about done verifying. 95%. Now this is all going to be contained on that hard drive. All we're doing is using the desktop. Okay, Batocera, you can remove the SSD card from the reader. Okay, Batocera image has been written to the Seagate SCSI disk device. You can now remove the SD card from the reader. Excuse me. Oh God, that hurt. Okay. So what I'm going to do is okay, we removed it. Okay, we'll close that. I don't know if we can bring this up on the computer or not. I think we may have to. Let's see, that's in my downloads, okay, and that's the image file. Yes. Alright. Go back to the PC. Okay, now let's no, I do not want to back up in my Dropbox. And see, it's treating it as a 8 gig. Open that up. And here's our boot. EFI. I don't remember what the hell EFI was. Our tools, and here's... Now, the boot is going to be... It boots as soon as you turn on the computer or your device. G file, GZ file. No. Let's see. I don't think we can boot it from here. We have to put it on our. Yeah. File. I think the GZ is the. Yeah. Okay. No. Quit. You too. Quit over here too. There it is. That's the file. Okay, now what we need to do is go out, take it out, and format. Okay, don't have to eject that one, and hook it up to our emulator computer and see what happens when we turn it on. Alright, we got our 160 gig. We have a SATA cable, which blue is our 0, and that's the one it keeps asking for. I'm going to try and do this one-handed, but I doubt if I'm going to be able to. I'm going to set you right there. Come on, fingers. Upside down, of course. Okay, we got that hooked up. Now let's see what happens. Keep forgetting now we got to turn it on now. Yep. Still the same thing. It's spinning. Let's check our BIOS. Oh, wrong one. Let's go back one. We need, I think, standard. Yeah, it's showing that it's on there, the Hitachi. But for some reason it's not booting off of it. Let's see, exit without saving. Oops, too far. Quit without saving. So the boot partition on that is not working. Yeah. So we still got some work to do. Oh, wait a minute. Had to push F1 to continue, and there it is. Color's ugly. We don't have any sound because we don't have any speakers hooked up. Sure to hell don't like the color. Wow. Ready to retro. And let's see, X server failed to start. Log file is... Okay, now I'm gonna have to... Server terminated with error. Closing log file. Fatal server error. Add screen, screen initiate, failed for driver O. Wondering. Okay, I am gonna have to go in and take a look and see what the hell's going on. See if I can't figure out what we're missing. I keep thinking that that's not going to have the right driver information for the onboard video. That's just a theory of mine. I was thinking of that before, that I don't know. Let me go in, see if I can't figure something out. Okay, I think I got it figured out. I took a picture of the screen of that error message, and let's see, you can see where it says Glamour requires at least 128 instructions, 64 reported. What that's telling me is failed to initiate Glamour at screen initialization time. And yeah. What that's telling me is this motherboard is not a 64-bit motherboard, it's 32. Because usually 128, meaning, you know, if you split that in half, and that's 164, or 100, it's a 64, and reported 64, which would be a 32-bit, if that makes sense to you. So I went in and redid the hard drive with the old, I went down to the bottom of the page where for old computers 20 years or older, and set this up with the old style, which would be a 32-bit. So now let's see what this does. It should boot. Let's see, those two. Now we'll have to go through the setup again, and I didn't plug in my keyboard. Yeah, let's see if it does it on its own without the keyboard. Okay, do not switch off your device. See, resizing user data in progress. That's 75%. God, still ugly color. See what happens. Black screen. Doesn't like something. Doesn't like something else. Okay. Number 6. Sixth motherboard. This one I know is a 64-bit. Now, if it's any good, that I'm not sure. I'd rather have the 64. That's why I wasn't real worried about messing around a whole lot with that 32. I thought those ones were 32. It shows you how much I know. On-off switch. There you are, right there. Not a big fan of that heat sinking fan, but let's plug in a monitor cable. That motherboard definitely needs cleaned up if it works. Got her light lit. And there she goes. Yeah, because like I said, I knew this was an Asus, and I was almost positive that this was a 64-bit. So let's see what this one does. Still ugly color, that's for sure. Got that far the last time. Aha. And there she is. I don't have a controller yet. Keyboard, let's see, we got Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo. Oh, let's go back one. Only one game. Let's see if I can move off to the side here a little bit and so you can see a little bit better. One game, Super, one game, Game Boy Advance, one game, ports, 5 games, PY game, yeah, whatever that is, 2 games, Mega Drive, 1, all games, there's 15 games total already loaded in. Doom, most played, games played 3. I haven't even done anything yet. But I don't know. I'm sure the keyboard's not gonna. Commodore, screenshots, PC Engine, 2 games. I doubt if we can. Oh, there we are. Reflectron and Santalantin. Santalantin. Lantern. Whatever. No. Back. Nope. Jump to game beginning. Now I wonder if I can get out of this. Hit the back button. That's what comes up. Filter game by text, search. Keyboard doesn't work very well on that, so I can't back out of it. Okay. Control. Nope. Options is select, which, you know, there's no select on a keyboard. Okay. That's enough of this screwing around. Okay. We got her up and running, so to speak. Now we got to find and get a controller on it and get a different video card in it to see if we can't, and put a different monitor on it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get cleaned up, get my counter cleaned up here, go get the other monitor that we're probably going to be using, and see if I can round up a controller. But that'll be probably in the next video when we do controller and that, because we need to I need to read up and see how we can add ROMs and add systems, because there's no Nintendo 64 GameCube. So let's let me do a few things. I'll get cleaned up here. We'll get a video card in it, get the other monitor on it, and get it booted back up, and let's see how it looks after we get that far with it. And that's probably going to be about it for this video. So let's see what she looks like with a better monitor on it and a better video card. Okay, that's the monitor we're going to be using. For right now, I'm going to put this little SMI on it, because it's got HDMI, and figured out that's DVI, is that white one. Alright, okay, I'll have to hook that keyboard back up. Probably just in case. It probably still won't be the video card that we use for sure, but we might. Now is there, let's see, we want auto select. Oops. Well, come on. Put that on HDMI. See if it went to HDMI. Yep. All right. Let's see if this, put my little screwdriver away. See if it likes, see if Batocera likes that video card now. Since we got everything kind of working like it should. This motherboard takes a while to post. I don't know what the deal is. I'll be changing that heat sink and that on this one too. I'm not a big fan of that type. It's a little flimsy. Aha, and there she is. A little dark. Now see, the colors and all that are a lot better with the video card on it. Nice. Classic Kong. Guess I can't call it Donkey Kong. That's the arcade version. Wish I could start it. Let's see, view full screen video, save status, delete game, collection, add to favorites, scrape, edit this game, go back. See, we got to get a controller hooked up to it so we can use the functions. So we can actually start a game. No entries found. View game media. Okay. It's kind of a overview. That's the original. Look at Mario. It's funky looking on here. Classic Kong. Bubble Zap. Super Famicom. Yep, classic. Figured out that my enter key on the keyboard was stupid. Now I'm sure I can't. Yeah, we can move them. Wonder if you can jump. Nope, that's pause. Alright, now what we have to do next is we got to get some sound. So in the next video we're going to start working on our sound. Getting sound to this, and probably I'll do some other stuff. I need to clean up this motherboard. Need to clean the motherboard. I'm going to put a different heat sink on it and make sure that's all in good shape. Like I said, I really don't like this style. I mean, it's probably fine, but we'll change it out. Put probably the one off of that 32-bit, because I think that's the only other good one I have with a good fan on it. Yeah, I'll do that. Clean up the motherboard, put the new heatsink and that on it. The next video we're going to start getting the sound. We'll get sound to it, and we'll also find us a controller and get started with a controller, getting it mapped out and all that, and see what we have to do to get a controller to work on it. Has to be a USB. I think Xbox 360 will work, and I think one of those aftermarket PS3s will work. So I don't know what I have. I'll have to dig around and see what I do have, so we can get a controller hooked up to it, because you just can't. It's hard to play with the keyboard. And hopefully I'll have a little better idea as to what I'm going to do here, if I'm going to put it in an arcade cabinet and upright, or if we're just gonna have a great system. And maybe in the next video, maybe we can start looking into installing some different ROMs in here, but we got to get everything working on it first, volume and a controller, before we can start putting any other ROMs in it to see what else it'll do. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. This is kind of a fun little project, even though I had to go through a mountain of crap to find a motherboard that we could use, and and work. We have the 32 sitting over there. I haven't given up on it. I'll have to see what I need to do to get a 32-bit. But, you know, the 64 is better because it's a little newer, and it should be a little bit better running than the 32. So we may just stick with this, and I may not even worry about that. The only thing I don't like about this one is it's only got the two expansions for the RAM, and I only have 2 gig in it, and I'd love to have 4. So I may look into sometime buying 2 sticks of DDR2. So I hope to see you on the next one when we continue on with this and have some more fun with building a retro game emulator running Batocera. Till then, see ya.